And welcome back. Giovanni is back, bitches. I know you guys are happy. I know you ladies are happy. Today we're gonna do is talk about Smallville. This is gonna be a Smallville series review. The first thing I do with being back. Now, I was watching this even before I faked my death. But since I faked my death, I thought, why not continue to watch it? So that's why we're here to talk about it. Now, I just want to say this is my favorite DC show of all time in terms of live action. Because the DC animated TV universe is my favorite DC of all time. So, Smallville, let's see. This started the DC or the Arrow multiverse. You know, Arrow, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, you know, all that. It started Marvel TV shows. It gave us the awesome Quicksilver scenes in those movies. You know, Apocalypse and whatever the other one was before that. Even though I never saw those movies. I just saw the Quicksilver scenes. But anyway, we got the legendary Tom Welling as Clark Kent / Kal-El / Superman for like 5 minutes. And then we got, at the beginning, we got Lana Lang. Kristen Kulik, I pronounced the name wrong. We got my favorite, or in my top 5, maybe top 10, non-DC character of all time. And that's Chloe Sullivan. We got Pete Ross, who left after season 3. Don't know why, but he did return to season 7. We got Jonathan Kent, Martha Kent. Why did you say that name? Played by, I forgot their names. Oh no, Anthony Two. I'm very bad with pronouncing names, but we got John Glover as Lionel Luthor, who was not also in the comics or in the DC animated TV shows, nowhere. So just like Chloe Sullivan, we got Alexander Lex Luthor, played by the famous Michael Rosenbaum, who played the Flash, Wally West, in the DC animated TV universe. So, season 1, we're going to talk about right now. Seasons 1 through 3, because that's where it changed. Seasons 1 through 3 was good. You know, this is what started I felt like for me, the blank of the week, monster of the week, or instead of say on Smallville, media freak of the week. You know, it's actually just pretty much season 1. You know, media freaks. And that's what I like about Smallville, especially in the earlier seasons, 1 to 3 mostly, is that it was able to compensate, you know, it could balance the drama and the action. And you got TV shows nowadays like saying, come on, are you gonna break up or get together? Like, I don't care, just get it over with. But, you know, Smallville, I cared about it. Well, maybe not at the beginning. Clark and Lana, I didn't really care about them at the beginning as a couple, but as individual characters, I liked. You know, Chloe Sullivan, I didn't like her in season 2. She was fine in season 1. She was fine in seasons 1 to 3. We'll talk about one. Yeah, because in season 2, she just became obsessed over Clark. It's like, I get he's your crush, but damn. And then she just became desperate. It's like, okay, oh man, you gotta get off this show. Get off this show. Pete Ross, they didn't handle him very well. I mean, he left. I mean, even when he found out about Clark's secret, he didn't he became a plot device. Like said, oh, I'll take care of you. I'll take care of you. I'll cover for you. That's what I meant. It's like when Clark wasn't around, he said, oh, he was blah blah blah. Yeah. You got Lana Lang. She didn't really do anything. She was just pretty much a love interest. I felt like she didn't really get developed until season 2. The mid half of season 2 at the most, but yeah. We got Whitney, who's the high school bully, but later during season 1, around episode 15, he became likable, and then he left the show after season 1. He does come back in season 2. I think 3 too, as flashbacks. And then you got some villains. Let me talk about some villains between seasons 1 to 3. You got Tina McGreer, a shapeshifter, but the difference between her shape-shifting abilities is that you hear some crunching noise, something like that. And whoa. You got this guy made kryptonite bullets, and he shot Clark with it. So when Clark tried to catch it, when he tried to catch the bullet, it went through his hand, right? And then it almost hit him in his heart, like somewhere around here. I think it was right here on the spot. And so, and he does come back too. He comes back in season 2, or season 3, my bad. And that guy teams up with other 2 villains. This guy can reduplicate himself. Like he has to take off his clothes. But they didn't show that. Like the first time, you actually saw it closely, and then another time it was a shadow, and the third time you actually saw it from his back. But we got who else? Anyway, let's just move on between seasons 4 through 7. Actually, seasons 4 through 6. I felt like this was a closing chapter for certain characters in certain moments. When after season 3, Pete left, of course, and then we got the introduction to Lois Lane. Now, who was played by Erica Durance. I'm gonna be honest, she looked kind of ugly, bruh. I'm not gonna lie, she was ugly from the head to the feet, except for the BBs. But then later on, she was still ugly. But when the second half, we could just say the whole season of season 6, she was actually starting to get attractive. I don't know what she did. She probably did some kind of face job or something, but she started getting attractive in season 6. Even the relationship between Lois and Clark was like a brother and sister dynamic, at the beginning of their relationship, and it was fun. Oh man, I actually prefer them as brother and sister instead of a couple in this show. I know in the comics they all together, but Smallville, I would have been totally fine if they didn't end up together. We got Chloe. What's she doing now? She knows actually later in this season she finds out Clark's secret, but in season 5 she doesn't tell him that she knows until season 5 because Lois tells him that. But Chloe says, "Should I tell Clark that I know his secret?" But Chloe talks to Lois and say, "I know this friend's secret, but I don't know if I should tell him that I know." But then Lois says, "You should wait till they tell you," and which is why I'll tell you later on about something. You got Jonathan Kent. He's still hanging in there. I mean, he died in season 5. Which when he died, the show was, I wouldn't say completely over, but it was just gone. I mean, Pete, you could feel like even with Pete not there, it still felt like season 1 to 3 because he wasn't really in the show that much. But when Jonathan died, you just felt something. And then in season 6, when Monster Kent left, I said, ooh, 70% of the show was gone. Whew. Lex is still, because the seasons 1 to 3, they built the relationship between Clark and Lex. I think it was in between season 4 to 6 that they broke up. They were friends for a good while. But then Lex had to prove himself again that he still is on the good side. But it was still Clark's lies that was just making him closer to the dark side. Even Lionel Luthor, because he was a villain in seasons 1 to 3. But then he started changing because he was the vessel of Jor-El, Kal-El's Clark Kent, real father, biological. Let's see. I'm trying to think of some villains. Oh yeah, you got this meteor freak of the week, where this guy could erase your mind. He could mind erase your mind like 5 minutes before everything happened. But when he did it to Clark, it just erased his whole life on Earth.
Clark? What happened?
It's Clark.
So he's pretty much like a baby. Well, he probably did. Like, he remembers everything up until he sees the cats. I don't know. But, at the end of the episode, he remembers, he remembers an episode. He remembers everything. He remembers an episode. What? Going back to seasons 1 to 3 real quick. My favorite episodes was definitely my top 4, 5. It's Crisis. He's when this guy named Adam, right? It's a future. It's like it takes place in the future, and so the future has already happened, and Lana dies. But in the past, Clark changes the future. So Lana, instead of dying, he saves her. And it's like, how did the car go back in time? It's like, so you see Clark with meteor rocks and some water. So I'm guessing like the call happened. I guess that's how it went back in time. I don't know. It didn't make any type of sense. But that was some. And you remember that video when Bay cheats on you and you find out, but in Bay calls and try to cause a new Bay for help. You lied to me. Yeah, that was just a good episode. I just remember another good character. You got the sheriff, who was in a good sheriff. There was 2 sheriffs. You got this. The first sheriff was a friend of Jonathan since high school. You have another sheriff, a female, Sheriff Adams, good female. That sucks. She died. I think she lived all the way up until season 5. Another thing is between season 4 and 6 is Alicia. She was introduced season 3, and I'll say I would not mind if those 2 ended up together, because the relationship, because the first episode Alicia wasn't. She was obsessed over Clark, like saying we're not a couple. It's like, and Clark and she slept. And Alicia went into Clark's bedroom. She has the power to teleport, and like she teleported into Clark's room, and they was gonna have sex. But if it wasn't for Jonathan, I don't think Clark would have not stopped. He would have went in it. But anyway, let's move on to seasons 7 through 10. Now, as you know, Smallville's best seasons was 1 through 7. But when it went to 8 and 10, whew, it's not hard, but season 9. Whew, season 9. Season 9 sucks. Even the second time I watched it. Well, not second time. I watched the series about 5 times. But this 5th time around, It's not as bad as I remember, but it's still pretty bad. Not as previous as the 4 times. I'll still say the first time I ever watched season 9, that's still the worst scene. But let's talk about season 7 real quick. Season 7, Lionel Luthor dies because at this point he's completely good. Lex, it's completely bad. You know, at the beginning of season 7, like, it's like you saw him as his kid self, you know, but then he burns him like he's completely evil now. You know, there's no get backs. You know, he's staying evil. And you could blame Clark and Lionel. And I'ma still say that. You know, because back in seasons 1 to 3, you know, 4 to 6, Lex says, "Don't give up on me yet," or, you know, Lex also says, "I think you gave up on me too quickly," but I think he did. You know, they stopped becoming friends in season 5, which is also, by the way, my favorite season. Which I also forgot to say, Brainiac was in that season. Damn. But yeah, there's something introduced in this season. It's called Veritas. It's like, it has this L with the stars next to it. But season 8 introduces Doomsday, and you get a flashback to when Doomsday and Clark showed up. I don't know how they was able to do that, bro. How did they get? Anyway, you introduce in this show, actually, instead of this show back in, I'm trying to figure out what I'm about to say. Back in what, season 4? No, season 5. We introduce Black Kryptonite. So at the end of the show, end of season 8, right? Clark decides to separate them so Clark could throw him into the Phantom Zone, which was introduced in season 5? Season 6. Yeah, so the Phantom Zone was a big part because at the end of season 5, he goes into the Phantom Zone because Zod, the original Zod, you know, put him in the Phantom Zone. And then so season 6, the very first episode is him trying to get out. And so when he gets out, all these other Phantoms escape. And Clark has to, throughout the season, he's trying to recapture all these Phantoms. You know, you see Batista as a Phantom. Well, he wasn't a Phantom, but he was in the Phantom Zone for some reason. You got Kane as Titan. You know, you got some other. And then it also introduces Bizarro. In season 7, he returns as Bizarro. You know, I do like that line. It's me, I'm you, only more bizarre. And then they do the super speed. That's my favorite finale of all the Smallville shows.
What the hell are you? I'm you, only a little more bizarre.
All of the Smallville shows. The Smallville seasons. But back to season 8. Clark ends up failing to put Doomsday in the Phantom Zone. They end up putting him under Earth. Or something like that. You know, you got this other guy named Henry James Olsen. He was introduced in season 5. But was mentioned in season 3. Or something. I can't remember exactly. It's been a few days since I've seen it. But Henry James Olsen, he's the first guy to figure out somebody's secret on their own. Like, no, oh, I saw you use your powers, so I'm going to be cool with you use your powers. Like, he actually did legitimate work to find out his powers. Or found out about Clark being the Blur. Or because at this time, Clark is a superhero of Metropolis, and he's called the Red Blue Blur. He doesn't become the Blur till season 9, mid-season. But yeah, Jimmy dies at the end of season 8 by the human half of Doomsday. Anyway, season 10, as you know, is the series finale. And this season 10, good season, bruh. Because I just watched it, I just watched it like a few days ago. But, I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah. This season 10 is the only season where Lois is in every single episode. And Tom Welling, he's the only person to be in every single episode of the series. And Chloe will be a close second. Yeah, because she was only like in 11 episodes. Let me fix this camera real quick. It just felt weird without Chloe being in there for every episode. Well, Chloe wasn't in every episode. There was a couple episodes back in like seasons 1 through 3 where she was out, but it wasn't noticeable. But at this point of the game, she's very likable. Pretty much everybody likes her or liked her, so it felt weird without her being there. I mean, and still and you have Lionel gone, you got Lex gone because Michael Rosenbaum left. Lana's gone. Damn, it's like and Chloe was the last straw. She was the last straw. I said, you know what? I am done. I'm out of here. I almost left. I almost didn't watch season 10. But you said, you know what? It's the finale. I started watching this show 2 years ago. But I'm going to stick around. But, yeah, so there you have it. I know I didn't probably mention every little thing. Maybe in the future I might, do a re-review. I might watch the whole series again in like 2 years, and we'll talk about it again, or I'll talk about it. But yeah, being back to say the most famous words. You have failed the test. Hasta la vista.